Hi, thanks for joining me today. Today I am bringing you the second process video for August. I am making a layout using my For the Love of Homemade Kits kit, and I am showing you what the recipe is for the month. You can also find that on Hannah's blog, which will be in the description box below. So I had these three papers, and I absolutely love this floral one. I believe it might be Amy Tangerine. I've had it in my stash for a while, and it came on a paper pad, and it's one of those that just is so whimsical and just fun. So I decided to pair it with a piece of black cardstock and then a piece of the aqua paper. So this weekend I have had the most amazing weekend. I signed up for the Scrap Smarter webinar that was held by scraphappy.org with Alice Bowl, and she had some amazing designers that have all been doing 1 hour presentations, and I couldn't be happier with my decision to join this group. So one of the presenters yesterday was Victoria Calvin. You might know her from Victoria Marie's design, and she did a fantastic layout, and so I decided I was going to scrap lift her. I loved how she took the pattern paper, which I did with the floral, and she cut it on an angle 7 inches at the top and then 4 inches at the bottom. And this way I was able to get a good hunk of that paper on my layout, and so it cuts down on the busyness. And then when you mat the photos onto this black cardstock, it just pops off the aqua. And I was really happy with being able to do this. So before I started the video, I went through the embellishments that I had pulled out and were in my kit, and I grabbed anything that was black and white. So I have those all sitting next to me. And so now that I have the base of the layout, I'm just going through all those embellishments, and I'm just going to start sticking them where I think they'll look good. So I have this tag that from the handwriting, it looks like something that was a cut apart from Amy Tangerine, and I'm going to put that in the corner off the one picture and just kind of tuck it in, and then have the pictures on an angle. And I'm doing what Victoria Calvin did, which was I'm running my embellishments on a diagonal, going from the top left down to the bottom right. So now that I have that on there, now I'm going to just start looking at the different pieces I have. So I grabbed these white florals, I believe might be from Vicky Boutin, not 100% positive, and I put one in each of the two corners. I have these two floral like vines or sprigs that I'm going to have at the middle cluster. I took this tag that I have. I'm not sure, that might be a Maggie Holmes, but don't quote me on it. I cut that in half, and I'm using one in the center, and then you'll see I will take the remaining bottom half and I'm going to cut that in half again, and I'm just sticking one in each of the clusters. I have these cut apart tags that were from the Pink Paisley Memento paper pad, and the colors were perfect in the aqua and the black, and I'm going to put one in each of them. And now I'm just going to go ahead and start gluing everything down. And the florals I am going to pop up on this foam just to kind of pop them up and give them a little bit more dimension. And here I'm just kind of sticking it underneath. I'm going to have to clean my scissors now after this because it kind of, I don't know why, it normally doesn't happen, but I kind of gummed up my scissors, so I'm going to have to take some Goo Gone and get those cleaned again. So here I'm just starting to glue this center one down, and then I'm just going to put the tag down. Make sure that you check out the description box below. I have listed the names of everyone in the past who has participated in the the Love of Homemade kits. I don't know who is playing along this month, but you can check out past videos as well from those, and anyone who's playing along, you'll find those on their channel as well. And like I said, the link to Hannah's blog is going to be in the description box below, so that you can find the recipe. It's a little bit smaller this month since they got it up a little bit late, but I'm now gotten 3 pages out of it. I did the double page layout and now this one. I don't think before the end of the week I'll be able to get any more. So still was able to get 3 layouts or 3 pages out of this kit, and I'm pretty happy with that. So here I am, I'm still putting foam on that other floral and going to pop that up. And I was able to find that little tag that says talking about wandering and just anything that was travel related. I didn't tell you that these photos are from a trip I had taken with work to San Antonio. And these were pictures from the river walk, which is really cool if you get an opportunity to go and walk along the river walk. San Antonio did a really great job of making this element, and it's basically a man-made river, I believe, that runs like a canal, and they've got the little boats on it like you'd see in Venice, Italy, and it's just all up and down the canal is little shops and restaurants and things and beautiful water features. A lot of fountains and things like that. So it's just a pretty place to walk up and down and check out all the different restaurants and just a nice place to hang out and wander with friends. So to bring a little bit of the color over, what I did was I fussy cut these 2 florals out from the little scrap of paper I still had left, and I am just popping this in the middle cluster on the top right and then the bottom cluster on the bottom, just so that I bring a little bit of that pink across to the other half of the page. And I'm just going to tuck that on its side down below and glue that down, and that's just glued down with another little tag, and it just kind of finishes that cluster off. And then to sprinkle around the yellow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my stash and I'm going to grab out my container that I have all my Nuvo drops in, and first I'm going to do my title. So I have these October Afternoon, which are in that same aqua color, and I really like those. And just to help them stick down, I just ran a little bit of my ATG in a line above the word adventure. And the nice thing about this is that if you have too much on there, it does rub off, and so you can just kind of roll it back. So I was able to write the word Riverwalk with these letters, and they should stay down pretty good. And so my title is going to be Riverwalk Adventure. And then I'm going to take some foam black thickers that are in, they're black with a little bit of glitter on them. And I'm going to spell out San Antonio down below. And I'll put that, line it up with the bottom photo. And that kind of runs into the bottom of that middle cluster. And I like how that turned out. And then the last thing that I'm going to do once I have this down is, one of the last things, I'm going to go into my Nuvo drop stash, and I'm actually going to pull out, I have stickles in there with them, and I am going to pull out some of my stickles. And at first I kind of looked at an aqua-ish color, but it looked almost more to the green, and so I was afraid that when they actually came out and they dried, it wouldn't quite match what I already have on the page. So instead I grabbed my yellow stickles, and that's going to pull that little bit of yellow that's on that pattern paper across the page, because that floral that's by the top photo, it's the only pop of yellow on the whole thing, and so I didn't want it to look out of place, so that's why I'm going to bring in this yellow stickles, and it just brings a little bit of the yellow throughout. Plus, it grabs a little bit of that sparkle that is in those stickers that said San Antonio, and it's going to help for those to bring in a little bit more glitter around the page. I'm also, as you can see, taking my my black velvet, not shimmers, but the, oh, I'm losing my mind. Anyways, my splatters. I know I'll think of it later tonight. And everyone, I can hear you all screaming into your videos right now. It's Heidi Shine or Heidi Swap Color Shine. There it is. See, all you had to do was yell at me, and I got it. And so I went and put those, and then I'm taking my Tim Holtz word phrases, and I just found one that talked about traveling and adventure, and it was a little bit longer than my top tag that I had up there. So I'm just going to cut it in half, and I'm going to stack it in so that I don't have that blank label, and it just pulls a little bit of black up there in that top cluster. And that is it for my layout. So I want to thank you all for joining me again today, and I hope you had a great weekend and have a good week, and check out tomorrow. I will have Christmas in December coming up on my channel as well. Thanks so much for joining me. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love to have you as a subscriber, and take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.